Now let's try to understand Jupiter in Virgo in the 9th house. So this is now the 7th installment in my series of Jupiter in the 9th house in each zodiac sign. In the first installment, we sorted out a basic interpretive template for Jupiter in the 9th house in general. We came to the conclusion that it indicates being very ethically motivated, very driven by what one believes in. It also indicates having a lot of intelligence so that one becomes a natural teacher, a natural guide, a natural leader. And finally, it indicates being very prosperous and fruitful, and therefore very attractive, because fruitful means you're a good mate. So now we want to take that basic template and put it into the specific circumstance of Jupiter being specifically in Virgo in the 9th house. So the first thing to note is that if Jupiter is in Virgo in the 9th house, then it must be the 12th and the 3rd lords. If you're using a whole sign house system, which I highly recommend. This is because in that system, if Virgo is the 9th house, then Sagittarius must be the 12th and Pisces must be the 3rd. So if we take the 12th and the 3rd lords and consolidate them into one planet, put that planet in the 9th house, what does it signify? Really, in a word, it signifies being humble. Because the 9th house is a very moral, nice place, and the 12th lord is very humble. And the 3rd is quite the opposite. So the 3rd is getting overpowered by being in conjunction with the 9th and the 12th. So the 3rd and 12th lord in the 9th house signifies a person that is very simple, or down to earth, let's say, humble. Now let's compare that with the other things that we know about this situation, Jupiter in Virgo in the 9th house. What about Jupiter just in Virgo? Well, I have a whole video on that, and if you'd like to see all the details about Jupiter in Virgo, you can follow the link that's in the description below. To summarize, Jupiter in Virgo is quite organizational. It's excellent in organizing. It's quite legally apt. It's quite good with laws and legalities. And it's also quite verbally excellent. It's good with words and it's good with expressing itself. Now let's compare that with what we know already about Jupiter in the 9th, is that the people are very ethically driven. They're very natural leaders because of their intellect. And they're also very prosperous and fruitful. So now, knowing these 3 sets of things about Jupiter in the 9th house in Virgo, we can really give a clear interpretation just by asking, where are these 3 columns talking about the same thing? For example, Jupiter in the 9th house is very ethical, and the 12th and 3rd lords in the 9th house is very humble, which is a type of ethic. So if Jupiter is in the 9th house as the 12th and the 3rd lord, which is the case when it's in Virgo, then expect this individual to be uncommonly down to earth, unselfish, and come across in a simple, unassuming way. They actually will be quite nice without a whole lot of fanfare or hubbub about being nice. Another very significant thing is that Jupiter in the 9th was very intelligent, and thus a good guide. When Jupiter in Virgo is also very intelligent in all these different ways, it's either organizational or legal or verbally intelligent. So expect a person with Jupiter in Virgo 9th house to be even more intelligent than just the basic template of Jupiter in the 9th house already indicates. And that kind of intelligence would be particularly well suited towards organization and management, or to management of society in terms of laws, or to verbal expression. So here's an example of someone with Jupiter Virgo in the 9th house, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, I feel, is quite a good example of somebody that's pretty humble and simple and down to earth and unselfish and kind of nice in a simple way without a whole bunch of fanfare about being nice. Also, Willie Nelson is quite intelligent. He's not really a follower. He's unique in his scene. He's unique amongst country artists as being outspokenly liberal, whereas that field is generally quite conservative. And in particular, he's very good with words. He's a singer and he's a songwriter. So his intellect is particularly seen in this Virgo Gemini potential for being verbally intelligent. However, clearly the key thing about Willie Nelson is that he's a musician. So that's not really so much indicated by Jupiter and Virgo in the 9th house, except for the lyrical capability of it. What is it about Willie Nelson's chart that indicates a musician, a significant musician? Well, first of all, he's going to be more outstanding than the typical Virgo 9th house Jupiter, because his 9th house has two very significant Raja Yogas. The first one is that it's making an exchange with the 4th house. The 9th house is a trine, the 4th house is an angle, so their exchange constitutes a Raja Yoga. The second Raja Yoga happening in the 9th house is that an angular lord is in it, a trinal house, with a node. So it's going to just superpower his 9th house more than your typical baseline Jupiter and Virgo in the 9th house. How is that specifically about music? Well, his 4th lord is also his 11th lord. Mars is his 11th lord as well as 4th lord. And its connection with Jupiter is now significant because Jupiter is the 3rd lord. And you know from any of my videos, wherever I talk about an artist, that if you want to see an artist, you want to combine the 3rd and the 11th. So all that Raja Yoga that we just described is actually affecting his 3rd and 11th lord simultaneously, and that's what indicates a lot of musical talent. Icing on the cake, his 5th lord is Venus in the 5th house Taurus. Understand the whole context of your chart, the soil in which your interpretive seeds grow, then visit my website, vicdecara.com, and click Readings. My complete chart report explains each and every nook and cranny of your chart and will keep you occupied in self-discovery for years. I also have 2 groundbreaking new reports. The first of these, Your Nakshatra, organizes your active nakshatras in order of their importance to you and presents the fundamental interpretations for the planets that occupy them. And the newest report, Star Strength, uses a system called Tarabala to unfold 90 interpretations of the nuanced relationships between all the planets in your chart, which paints a rich and detailed picture of how your various strengths cooperate or compete with each other. Order these or any of my reports and accelerate your journey to deeper self-understanding.